All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chick from Doing the Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time is to bring you another episode of Eagle Eye, the transfer rumour show. Now, you probably see, or if you haven't seen, go and watch it. My shopping blog about Carl Jenkinson. And it occurred to me when I did that, I mentioned another player that I actually kind of want to do a little video on and focus on, and that's Aaron Ramsey. Now, anyone who's been a long watcher of my channel, who's seen me on Collins vids or in the earlier days of the Arsenal Extra show on Arsenal Fan TV, which was expertly hosted by Benz, will know that there's one player that I've never been particularly high on, and that's Aaron Ramsey. I never really understood the fascination with him. You know, I felt like he had one season where he was unbelievable. Everything he touched generally resulted in a goal or in an assist of some sort. And then he would have this kind of purple patch and he'd go off, and he was seemingly undroppable by Arsene Wenger. It was one of the huge things that made me get really frustrated with Arsene Wenger. It was one of the things that really turned me against Arsene Wenger, you know? Because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not going to be one of these people who tell you that they've been Wenger out for years and years and years and years. Mine has maybe been about 3 years I've been Wenger out. What was the final straw for me, in particular, was the fact that he only brought Petr Cech in. And that season, I was really like, oh, fuck this guy. Like, I went from, yeah, you know, should be respectful. It's in my kind of culture. It's in my upbringing, you know, to kind of be respectful of this older guy, respectful of a man that's brought us so much. And my mum, who also in the end became Wenger out, is still of that kind of ilk. Like, yeah, but you should respect him. Yeah, she's watched a couple of these videos and she ain't happy with some of the shit I said over the couple of years I've been doing this. But one of the things that really soured me towards Wenger was this Aaron Ramsey fascination, you know? You know, he came on board in 2008 for $5 million as a 17-year-old from Cardiff, snubbed Man United in doing so. And fair play, you know, as a 17-year-old, and you're snubbing United, and probably next to Tottenham, United is probably the team I hate the most. It's Tottenham, but then very closely United. So for me, he was an instant hit just for doing that. And then he never quite, for me anyway, he never quite kicked on. And then about 5 years ago, he went on this tear where he scored like 16 goals that season, and everything he did just came off. It was like magic. And then he went through, he had, you know, between the leg break, oh gosh, I still hate Ryan Shawcross for that shit. In spite of all the differences and the annoyances and the frustration I have with Aaron Ramsey, you cannot be an Arsenal fan if you don't hate Stoke and you don't hate Ryan Shawcross. I mean, that, next to hating Tottenham, there has to be a little place in your heart that hates Stoke for that reason. And the way they treat Ramsey ever since. But he's never quite, for me anyway, in my opinion, he's never quite made me think, oh, this is a quality player. Before you press that dislike, hold on. And then he played the FA Cup finals, scored a magnificent goal and has been quite integral in a lot of those FA Cup runs. I stopped short, and I get Lee's point, I stopped short of necessarily calling him an Arsenal legend, but he's going to be deep within our history. He is the former Welsh captain. He's going to be deep within our history. He's a player that a lot of people in the game rate highly. I remember when Cesc Fabregas left, his own words, because I still believe Cesc loves the club, regardless of what other people want to say. I still believe that guy loves Arsenal. And if it was up to him, he would have came back after Barca. But I remember him saying that, you know, that Arsenal were in good hands because this Aaron Ramsey kid, the engine he has on him. And I'll tell you what, if there's one thing I'll never take away from him, this motherfucker, more than anyone else, will run and run and run. And he's a Duracell back bunny. You know, Welbeck might be able to do it faster. I guarantee you Ramsey will do it more consistently. He won't look like he'll do it more consistently, but you should see the units, the miles, the kilometers this guy runs on a match by match basis. His engine is phenomenal, and I have never taken that away from him. One of my biggest gripes with him is when he misses a chance that he should have done better with. He puts on this stupid grin, and even now, I'll be honest, it still grates. It grates on me. I have to look away from the TV or something. It grates on me whenever I see it. To me, last season, I thought he had a good season. Do I think he was player of the season? No, I don't. I still think it was Monreal, but the people voted for Aaron Ramsey. They voted for Aaron Ramsey. I think he had a good season, particularly from probably Christmas onwards. I think he's played very well. I think what I'm impressed with more than anything, and where I think this is different from the season that he scored 16 goals in, was I see a maturity now in Aaron Ramsey, in the way he plays, in understanding when he should run and when he should just say, hold up. And you know the game, my favorite game of Aaron Ramsey ever, forget all your fucking spectacular goals, keep him. You know my favorite game of Aaron Ramsey? Chelsea last season away. That boy proved something to me that day. He proved something to me that day. He timed everything to perfection. You don't just go galloping forward like he always does sometimes. You just go, fucking hold back, you're a central midfielder. It was calm, composed, sensible passes. It wasn't always this sideways, backward shit. He tackled. My man used his sense. And he showed me that, oh, for the first time, this guy can do something correctly, can hold a structure in the team. And fair play to him. Because all he did from that game onwards was improve and improve. Mind you, that game was in October, I think. November, October. And he improved. And he improved. And he improved. And I can see why. I think there's three players that held themselves in glory last season. Monreal, I think, was the most consistent. Aaron Ramsey was the second most consistent. And Aubameyang, who made unbelievable impact. It's interesting because I always felt like with Aaron Ramsey, it was going to be a case of there was always a Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard situation between Aaron Ramsey and Jack Wilshere. And in my mind, I knew deep down that for Arsenal to go forward, eventually, we're going to have to pick between these guys. Eventually. And if you had to ask me honestly, who is the more gifted player, I'll say it's Jack. But who is the player that right now we need, that is more suitable, that's realised their potential, to me, it's Aaron, without a shadow of a doubt. So if he's asking for £150,000 a week, he's asking for £200,000 a week, pay him. Build the fucking team around him. Make him a captain, because let's face it, he's our longest serving player. As unbelievable as that is, he is our longest serving player. He's been a captain, knows what it means to be a captain. I think it would mean a lot to him. I like the idea personally of having a British captain. Someone who will understand what it means to lead from the front. Command the respect of the players. And hopefully lead us to some sort of success. So, and I think that's why I linked it into my last video, because when you think of the fact that we've got people like Joel Campbell, well, I like Joel Campbell, but let's just be honest here. You've got people like Joel Campbell, you've got people like Carl Jenkinson, in my opinion, Mustafi. You've got people on the books that are taking up the wages that you could pay Aaron, make him happy, and just make sure that we move forward. Because to me, there is no plan B. All I'm seeing at the moment in terms of Arsenal transfer stories is the Steven Nzonzis, the Gomez, who I personally don't rate. I didn't rate Gomez before this summer. So I don't know why we're being linked with them now. You know, you're just being linked with all these number 8s in case Aaron leaves. Why not just sign up Aaron? Build a team around him and move forward. Because the one thing I'll say is this, as someone who admittedly over the past 24 months has been the biggest critic of Aaron Ramsey, if we lose his energy and yet Emre wants to play the way he wants to play, that would be a big loss. A big loss. Because the way Aaron plays suits Emre's style. You can see exactly why Emre wants to keep him. So for that reason, I never thought I'd be the one to say this. I think it's important we sign Aaron Ramsey. However, and this is where I'm different from a lot of people, whilst I think it's important we sign him up and build a team around him to go forward, I don't think this is an Alexis Sanchez type of situation where people should pull their hair out if he doesn't sign on. I do believe that we can get a better player. I honestly believe that. But Arsenal needs to identify that player now. Not come 2-3 days before the season, panic because Aaron has decided he doesn't want to sign a contract. We're forced to carry this kid into the season, and then come the end of next season, we're not going to get anything for him because we've not made a decision one way or another. We've seen Arsenal do this shit. I will fully support us selling Aaron Ramsey if necessary, and if we've identified a suitable replacement. So that's all I really wanted to say, people. I hope Aaron stays. I genuinely hope he stays. But what I hope even more is that Arsenal have a backup plan. Anyway, guys, you let me know what you think. Have I been unbelievably harsh on Aaron Ramsey? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I'm crazy in this idea, this notion that Arsenal could potentially find someone better if, only if, it comes to it? Again, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, notice I don't play Afrobeats in this one. I know it pisses some off, but fuck it. It's a chopping block feature. Anyway, if you like this video, crush, destroy, drop kick the shit out of that like button. It really does help the show whenever you do that. And also, if you are watching me for the first time, hit that subscribe button. I touched 3,000 subs for like a second, and then I went down below it again. So get me back over it. I appreciate it, guys. All right, people, I'm out of here. Take care.